Do. All right, we are back in Friendsim 2, going into Volume 8. So I've just got 8, 9, 10, and 11, and then I'm caught up. Let's go.
Continue. This route contains content warnings for depiction of death. Player discretion is advised.
Let's rock.
7. You don't know why, but you find don't know why, but you find yourself thinking of a maze. 7.
What is this?
Hello, my name is Teroy McClure, and you might remember me from such award-winning films as A Low Blood Falls in Love with a High Blood, but their love is destined to failure due to immutable cast differences, and Con Air 2. Today, I'm talking to you on behalf of the Everdim Greater Metropolitan District Bureau of Tourism and Propaganda. Did you know that Everdim was actually founded in the early sweeps of the reign of Her Imperious Condescension, when the Empress wisely chose to raze the previous city to the ground due to their support of the countercultural elements of the time? That's right, we're a town with a lot of history, charm, and a surprisingly high number of traffic fatalities. Today, you've selected the guided walking tour of Everdim. As you make your way through the city, watch for the blinking indicator on your palm husk to find out more about our great city. And now, on with the tour. The residential sector of Everdim is actually one of the oldest parts of the city, divided up into several sectors for the various blood castes to live in. As the ashes of the town that came before settled to the ground, legend has it that the disgraced former executioner to the Empress herself decided to found a new city dedicated to the glory of the Empress and her reign. At the time of its founding, the residential sector was the only part of the city and contained houses, shops, and the local legislator's office. If you ever find yourself in the old part of the city, don't forget to check that out. We've got an authentic exhibit showing how the legislators of old used to hunt down the criminal scum who plagued the empire back in the early days of Her Imperious Condescension's glorious reign.
You used to love a good maze. Tramping through cornfield mazes in autumn, or drawing lines through paper mazes as you tried to get from one end to the other. Self-voicing
I'm gonna check out these messages quick. I think we probably already saw them from the last one. Maybe they can all fuck up, grab my bulge, and deep throat it. I can't believe it, I'm finally free. It feels fucking unreal, doesn't it? His rest. Jesus. Yeah, I feel much better now. Talk things out. I was overacting. Life is complicated and all that good stuff. You mean a lot to me. You're not going to stop meaning a lot to me. I know that. A lot's been happening. Blah blah blah. Fucking same it is. Not gonna abandon you. Not ever. I think these were supposed to be different people. Like don't think Tesius would be selling herself at fucking same tis. So, yeah, whatever. I think we get the gist.
Self-voicing enabled. Despite the endless choices, all the twisting turns and dead-ends, there was never the fear of not completing it. There was always someone to guide you out of the corn maze if you got stuck, always an eraser on the pencil to remove your mistakes from the paper. You used to love a good maze because you could always start the puzzle knowing that you would eventually end up at the solution. The idea of reaching the end of your ultimate journey is both daunting and exciting. It makes you feel like you swallowed a firecracker and a bar of iron, buzzed on energy and heavy with anxious dread. Because here, in this hell that is Alternia, only you can lead yourself and your friends out of this. And your choices have much worse consequences than just getting stuck at and deadened. Then you raise your hand and smack yourself in the face. Ow. It hurts, your cheek stinging, but it's what you need to get your head out of the gutter and be back in the present. What are you doing? You don't have time to get philosophical about all this. Literally no one gives a crap. Maze my ass. Get back on track with the damn plot. After you left Zebra's questionable establishment with the information from Chixie in hand, you made it your business to try to track down some more information on Tirona. That led you down the deep, dark corners of the Alternian internet, Grumbler, Talk, even the comments section of GroupTube. And finally, you just Googled it? Weird that Google is the same here. Usually it's some awful, evil variant of the Earth name, but you guess that's just the universe's way of trying to tell you something. The good news was, you found Tirona on Grelp. The bad news was, she had some less than flattering things to say about both the lilting mare, which, okay, fair, and Chixie herself. So, you're wandering around, figuring out how you are going to find Tirona. Not only to invite her to join you in your totally awesome locked timeline, if she's down of course, always gotta check to see if people are down, but also to confront her about the Grelp post she made about your other friends.
What did Tirona
Self-voicing disabled.
say? I don't seem to be remembering that. Is she in here? Okay, I know some chats in here you can find. Okay, Space Dice, whatever. Okay, whatever.
Self-voicing enabled.
Tirona in this one.
Who would have thought that Tirona would send something so mean-spirited and dangerous? People don't say nasty things on the internet. I mean, sure, the last time you visited her she wasn't exactly nice, or considerate, or interested in anything other than her own self-gain.
Tirona, that's one of the teal bloods that was like the real young teal blood, I believe.
Look, that's not the point. Surely if you can talk to her and find out what she's been up to while you've been away, everything will all make sense and she'll be cool. You bring the Grelp post up on your Palm Husk again and notice that Tirona had posted it in connection with the name of a company. Maybe Tirona is working at it? With the deftness of someone's moderately tech-savvy grandma, you navigate to the public profile of Kazan's keen words on Grub Eden. This looks interesting. Seems to be some sort of electronic publication? You're not sure. The post section requires you to be a subscriber to read them, and the About summary has so much flowery language about enriching the minds of Alternia's impressionable youth through cerebral quality product that you're not exactly sure what their product actually is. But they do have a physical location listed. Well, it's kind of a lead. Might as well go with it. And it's not like you have any better ideas for finding her. So you plug the address into GrubQuest, letting it guide you deeper into the city. The residential areas melt away as you travel further uptown, yards and trees turning into sidewalks and buildings. Self-voicing disabled.
Here in Everdim Heights, the city never really sleeps. Of course, by the city, I mean the vast mid-blood apparatus that gives Alternian society a flimsy veneer of respectability.
Guess I didn't need to turn off auto voices.
While you're here, why not check out such amazing tourist destinations as the Everdim Shopping Emporium and Law Offices, the official Trizza Tethys merch store, and the official Legis Corpus substation. Plus, while you're here, don't forget to take in Broadway. The 8-lane scuttlebuggy highway known primarily for its incredibly high fatality rate.
Hold on.
Chixie, I haven't been this excited to sit down and write a song for ages.
Maybe you could,
Chixie, of course,
could take
this
in
all
a show
depends.
and...
Close tour guide, the 8-lane scuttlebuggy highway known primarily for its incredibly high fatality rate. Oh. There is hardly anyone around, and you don't see any retail stores or boutiques, only businesses. You must have entered a corporate sector of the city that gets little foot traffic. The address takes you to the front of one of the less impressive looking buildings. You don't see the name Kazan's keen words anywhere, but the building's picture in the profile matches what's in front of you. This has to be the place. Save slot. Close. Enter building. You should be able to just waltz right in. You and Tirona are buds. You bet she would be thrilled to see you after so long. Assuming that she is actually here, of course. Before you can even step on the sidewalk in front, what looks like a security guard steps out and stands ahead of the entrance, his hulking frame blocking your way forward. Whoa, HHMM. You didn't even know trolls could come in his size. And he doesn't look happy to see you.
Hey, you! Weird circle-looking person!
You glance around, checking to see if he is referring to any other weird circle-looking people. You gesture to your only mostly circular and kind of weird self.
Yeah, you! What do you think you're doing here?
Me. Oh, just stopping by to see a friend. She works in this building. Kazan's keen words is here, right? The security guard looks you over. He quirks an eyebrow up.
And do you have a booked appointment that I can see?
Well, the thing is, you really don't do those. You're more of a spontaneous meeting sort of a person. Like a sun shower, or the IRS.
What's the IRS?
They're, like money people? They take money from you that you owe, but if you don't give the right amounts at the right times, then they come to visit and take it from you, and you don't always know when they'll come.
You sure you're not describing mobsters?
Well, no, but also, not no. You were trying to emphasize the surprise feature there. He still looks at you like you're an alien. Which, okay, fair, on many accounts. Cultural faux pas aside, your friend already knows all this about you. He can just give her a quick call and tell her you're here to see her. Maybe he knows her? Her name's Tirona? Short, likes pigtails, oozing with self-importance. The guard does not look appeased by your answer. He stands up straighter and crosses his arms in front of his chest, displaying his impressive bulk.
Sorry, pal. No appointment, no entry. You'll have to come back another time when you have one.
Come on. Isn't that being a little on the strict side here? You're just trying to see a friend. Sure, you weren't exactly invited, but that doesn't mean you're not uninvited, right? If he would just reach out to her, she could help straighten this all out.
I'm not your messenger, man. Call yourself and book an appointment. Otherwise, get lost.
Now you're getting frustrated. The nerve of this guy. He's not even trying to be reasonable here. All you want is permission to trespass on private property. What's so illegal about that?
Well, if you have permission, then it's not trespassing, so...
You reach out to place a hand on his shoulder, just to convey your friendliness and assure him that you are not at all dangerous and totally should be allowed to enter. And before you know it, the world is spinning around you, air rushing past your ears. It's so fast it takes a moment for your brain to catch up to the situation and realize that the guard has snatched you by the scruff of your hoodie and lifted you off the ground, legs dangling a few feet up in the air as you hang limply from his massive fist like a naughty kitten.
That's it. You're out of here.
He tosses you through the air as gracefully as a sack of potatoes, sending you flying down the sidewalk, skidding face first along the pavement to a painful halt. Okay, so not your best executed plan. You'll have to try again, once you pick all this gravel out of your face.
Okay.
The council will see you now.
Retry.
Your eyes open to a void of blank white. Like a piece of featureless paper, or the center of a galaxy seen from the inside. Strange, because you don't remember closing your eyes. You're not sure where you are or how long you've been here. You don't feel like you're standing on anything other, your feet weightless. You just exist in this place, like air. You're not sure you like it? Made of hope, okay, so, not our best outcome back there, huh? You hear the voice before you see a figure silhouetted by a bright light ahead of you. You're nonplussed, as you are used to weird shit happening at this point. You assume that whatever this is, it just talked to you. How are you supposed to respond again? Can they see you? Maid of Hope, yes, I can see you. I can always see you whenever I wish. Oh. Kind of terrifying in premise, but at least it makes this social interaction a little easier. You nod. Yes, that did not turn out how you would have liked. Maid of Hope, what did you want to happen? Do they even need to ask? Literally anything different. Maid of Hope, yeah, I suppose that was bit of a stupid question. Yeah, no shit. What do they think you're trying to do? Fail for fun here? Maid of Hope, I wouldn't beat yourself up too much about it. A cornered animal doesn't act rationally, right? Maid of Hope, I mean, how would you feel if we all judged you for thinking you were in your right mind when making all those poor decisions? What do you mean, Judge? Are these multiple entities tallying up your life choices for something? Maid of Hope, of course there are several of us entities. Wouldn't make sense to just have one in all the timelines. You've already met some of us earlier. Maid of Hope, what a strange thing to question. I thought you have followed up with the whole tally accusation. Oh my god, this is too much to absorb right now. You're going to shelf the multiple entities spying on me for mysterious reasons and unknown periods of time thought box to unpack for another day. But you'll have this guy. Person. Glowy voice thing? This whatever this is, you'll have them know that this is not easy. You're trying your best out here while being thrown blind into situations with people who you thought valued you but, turns out, all outgrew you in their own ways. You've never felt like you fit in on Alternia, but that has never been your goal. Even in your home world you were considered a weirdo. But you've never, ever felt like the alien you do now. N.
What's that? N.
No one wants anything to do with you, no one trusts you like they did before. An animal wouldn't have such despondent feelings from realizing how insignificant they are in their friends' lives, would they? Maid of Hope, I never said you were an animal. I only said that it is understandable that you would make mistakes. Surely you don't believe us entities to be so completely removed from the mortal experience, do you? To be honest, you still have no idea what this whole talking to someone shiny in space thing is all about. Like, what's their deal? All you know is that all of them are extremely annoying and should just leave you alone if all they're going to do is judge you. Maid of Hope, wow. Has no one still told you what we are and our purpose? No. Wait, should someone have? Because that would have been really helpful, like, a dozen trolls ago. Maid of Hope, well, if the others haven't said anything, then it probably isn't my place to speak on it. Seriously. That's bullshit. They can't just tell you that and then not say anything. Maid of Hope, don't worry, the answers will come soon, I'm sure. If this thing was close enough for you to punch, you would. In a heartbeat. Maid of Hope, but you're ready to go back out there, right?
Ooh.
No, you're done.
Yeah,
Maid
see
of
what
Hope,
happens.
so be it. Thanks for trying. Another time, maybe. Volume 11.
Oh, hey, look at that.
Load game. Credit. Load slot 3.
Well,
Wait.
okay, wait.
Okay, yes, all signs point to this being the right place, but you don't know if Tirona is even in there right now. Going inside and looking in random offices for her would just waste time. Maybe you could wait for a bit and ask someone who comes out about Tirona. It's not the best plan, but it's not the absolute worst plan you could come up with either. Though maybe you could just go up to the front desk and ask. Of course, that depends on them actually being willing to help you. You stand there for a little while, debating on your next move, when suddenly you hear a familiar voice. It's pitched a bit different from what you remember, but your ears perk up at it nonetheless.
Oh my god. Is that my old assistant?
Oh, Amicia, she's one of the artist one, yeah, she was the small artist one that was friends with Chahut, however you pronounce that one. I think the other blue blood that's an artist is the It's actually one level down. I think it's Cerulean. I think this one's
Amesia. Oh my god. Is that my old assistant?
The other one's Romelia, I think, or something like that.
You look up, and in front of you stands someone familiar. Their shape is different from how you have them in your memory, but you can never forget that sanguine smile and those round wireframe glasses. 3. Amesia. 3.
Let's see.
Self-voicing
Message.
disabled.
Amesia. Can't believe that she wants me to help with this asinine project of hers. I feel like a cheap gambligant for hire. Telling pigtails. You're so impressionable. You're so empress damned dramatic. You shouldn't consider acting. You should consider acting. Okay. Hearing the words about what happened to that former grub tuber. How unfortunate. Oh, never mind. I guess he's just not going to talk about it. And of course, when I say that, she jumps in with some more nonsense. At least it keeps me busy. Okay, I'm better now. Almost in the mood to do something creative. Need to know seems to be in a peculiar mood lately. None of our business. We just need to know. Okay, it's Gallic. Alright, this is from a long time ago. So, telling pigtails. Okay, I can't click on telling pigtails. I see my former views has returned. Maybe one day they'll find a way back to me. Okay. Never mind, I'm feeling weird tonight. I miss Chocolate. She was a hell of a collaborator. Why do we require solitude? No one above us does, so why? All this time working with me and she still won't talk about her mysterious benefactor. Nothing like producing cheap garbage for telling pigtails to make me question my increasingly faint grip on sanity. Oh, you're being funny, cute. Sure, let's go with that. I think the phrase was, it's lonely at the top, but that would be pretentious of me to suggest. It's true, though. Okay, Kodak is Zebra. Friendly Pollock. Do you have slaves to go harass? The last time, they're being paid in exposure. Exposure. Call that personality. Blocked me like a fucking coward. Okay, who's Friendly Pollock? Oh, I'm guessing Friendly Pollock must be Romelia? I think her name's Romelia. I think maybe I'm getting confused with like some anime name or something. The shipment smells wrong. Too many chemicals. Doesn't have the right color. Stuck in the same creative block for a week now. Is this really going to be the rest of my life? Hey, you've studied philosophy, right? I suppose I've studied to some extent. Maybe the old imperial philosophers. Cool. What do they have to say on the concept of duty? That it was the duty of every alternative to ensure not just the mere survival of the empire, but the prosperous survival. Right, hence the art. Indeed, hence the art. Was there a larger point to this query, or was it merely a prompt for free thought? You know what? Don't even fucking worry about it. That friend... Oh, this is Friendly Pollock. Okay. Okay, I gotcha. To be perfectly honest, the idea of churning out mass market appeal back for the rest of my life turns my stomach. The pressures of the digital age have severely threatened my ability to artistically flourish. I miss the handcrafting, the smell out of all, the rush. Not that I expect the unwashed masses to understand any of that. Reminder that I aggressively curate replies. I'm not some second-rate Gritch streamer. Okay. Now, I think up here, we can actually follow a link to Telling Pigtails. Bam! There we go. So there was Tirona. Obviously grown up a bit. Alright, let's see what else she has to say. I don't think just clicking on it actually adds her tonight. Not sure how I'm supposed to meet deadlines with my visual artists are so unmotivated. You could always do the art yourself. Personal brand recognition is so important. That's why Cassin Keen's words are not something generic. Thinking about starting a GrubTube channel for Cassin Keen's words, increase our reach. Just kidding, I'm fine and I love how things are going. Not feeling very inspired lately, kind of useless actually. Okay, better call Gorgor. Think I might be willing to talk rates now. Actually, now isn't necessarily the best time for that particular discussion. Really hope that real Trizatethus recognizes the talent that I can provide. Commander Carmia, okay, Ardata. Do you have a minute to chat with my audience about your work for the Fleet Propaganda Division? Don't push your luck. Hope I don't get assigned to the boring-ass Astucia when I pass my ordeals. Check out the show at the Kodak Effect listing Lilting Mare. Can't say I was that impressed, tacky, and overdone. What's wrong, babe? You can see my Greeple. Okay, Grepple review. Your whole theme is gross. I don't want to think about low bloods when I'm trying to relax. Not only that, your main singer Trixie is just not that talented. Well, she's a talent the people pay to see. Never mind. I said what I need to say. My audience includes a lot of high bloods, so you might want to watch it. Sure, babe, whatever you say. Attention, haters. Cassin's Keen Words has some serious connections in the Indigo community. No, you don't. You're not helping. Better call Gorgor. Can you recommend a good personal legislator if we had personal legal issues? Consultation rights or advice is 1,500 kagers per hour. So, kagers, I don't know if they just came up with it, because I don't really think they used a unit of measurement or anything previously, but anyway, moving on.
Self-voicing enabled. Amesia. Amesia grins so hard that their face looks like it'll crack in two.
Oh my gosh, it is you! It's been ages! It is really great and really strange to be seeing your squishy-looking self here.
You smile big too. Yeah, you can say the same. You heartedly agree that it has been way too long since you've last seen her.
Him.
Okay. Cool. You can roll with that. Roping with things is definitely in your top 10 list of things you like to do. Right up there with making friends, not dying, and interdimensional jurisprudence. So, been a while, huh?
Yes, it has. A few parages now, which is quite significant. A lot has changed since I've last seen you around here.
Oh, don't worry. You have become very well acquainted with the differences that have taken place on and off Alternia since your last visit. This whole trip has been one learning curve after another. The places and things you've seen have been, in a word, wild.
Indeed! I am thrilled to be in your presence once again. Though I am curious, what brings you here?
Well, it's a long story. You see, it all started...
No, I mean, why here, specifically. This isn't really an area the city trolls find particularly interesting and wander around in. It's quite boring here, actually. Browns and grays usually are.
Grays?
Oh, well, that's a much shorter story. You're out searching for your friends like Amesia. Amesia's eyes light up as you say that, suddenly excited.
Really? You were looking for me? Specifically?
Why, of course. You couldn't come to see your friends here and not have Amesia on that friendship list, could you? Amesia knew you better than that.
Not really. We were only in each other's company for a very limited period of time.
Okay, Amesia at the very least knows of you, and thus must know that you take your friendships very, very seriously. Some would argue to the point of obsession, but that is not the conversation right now. You actually have something really important you'd like to talk about with him about. Like, life-changing important. But good life-changing important. Did Amesia know somewhere the two of you could talk? Maybe his hive, or a nearby alley or something.
Absolutely! I bet we have lots and lots to talk about. We should just head up to my work office there across the street. Torona won't mind us being there at all.
Wait, Tirona's up there? Tirona Kajand.
Yep, Tirona and I have been sharing the office for our work on her publication. You've heard of it, right? GOOOO's Keen Words?
Yes. You have. You're not very well versed on it, but you are aware of its existence.
Yeah, it's gotten pretty popular in the last parody. She's practically glued there, like, all the time. I actually glued her to her chair once, and she didn't even notice for 5 hours. It was great.
Did, Tirona think that was great too?
Nope, she was extremely upset. I've never seen her face turn so blue before. If only I could use it as paint. I eventually helped her get out of the chair, though, so we're okay now.
Suddenly Amicia goes from 100 to 1, his peppiness shifting to suspicion in an instant.
Why would you want to know that? I thought you said you were here for me specifically.
You feel a spike of anxiety as Amicia looks you over. If you want things to keep running smoothly, you'll probably have to hide the fact that the only reason you came to this part of town was to find Tirona and he hadn't crossed your mind until you had laid eyes on him again. No special reason. Amicia is a priority, of course, but you also had plans to see Tirona as well. The fact that she's here just means that those plans can happen sooner rather than later, just like the plans you totally had for finding Amicia were happening faster than expected as well. This seems to assuage Amicia. His posture relaxes and he is back to his smiling self.
No problem. I'm glad I'm still a priority to you even after all this time. Otherwise, I totally would not let you go up there with me. We have a strict no visitor policy, but not a no friend policy.
Oh, of course. Haha. Definitely don't want him to think that now.
Well, no need to dilly-dally. This way! Ooh, this is exciting! This day was seeming so blah and dull before, but now you're here and everything's interesting again.
Amicia takes you through the entrance. You pass a very large and scary-looking security guard, Amicia waving to indicate that you're with him. He leads you inside one of the elevators and presses the button for the floor. You go up to the top floor, and the doors open up to an impressive-looking office space. 1. The office is smaller and more fancy-looking than the outside of the building would have suggested.
Ooh.
You tell Amicia this, and he chuckles. Self-voicing disabled.
Alright, let's check the message first. Okay, Amicia. My old friend, Alien Invasion 1 is back to hang out and we can't wait to make some art together and catch up on old times. I'm so not lonely right now. Okay. Can't believe she wants me to help with this asinine project first. I feel kind of cheap. Okay, I think I already read that one.
Welcome to the offices of GOOOO's Keen Words, one of the premier imperially sanctioned media outlets in Everdem. Like all good Teal Bloods, Ms. GOOOO has spent her time on Alternia in productive service to the Empire, and KKW is her legacy. A legacy which will definitely ensure favor with the Empire when Ms. GOOOO finally passes her ordeals and goes off-world. This message has been paid for by GOOOO's Keen Words and approved by the Everdem Greater Metropolitan District Bureau of Tourism and Propaganda.
Yes, I had the same impression myself the first time I visited here. The view is kind of shitty, corporate buildings are never pretty, but at least my art can add some fun around here.
Self-voicing enabled. Amicia gestures to the walls. You're about to say something when someone shouts over to the two of you.
Amicia? Who are you talking to? Did you bring someone up here with you? You know that we don't allow visitor. Oh my Empress! It's you! You're actually here!
Her face looks very different than her face in
Tirona.
Chitter.
Oh my Empress, it's you.
But not the
You're
first one
actually
that's
here.
happened with. I know Marsty had some... There's some variation in there too, but whatever.
Tirona. It's been too long. You're really glad to see that she seems to be doing well.
I could say the same about you! I thought for sure the drones had killed you. It feels like a miracle that you're even alive still, let alone here.
Why does everyone keep thinking you're so easily killable? You'd like to think that by now you've earned some amount of street cred for having survived as long as you have. Could you at least be considered only mostly easy to kill?
Not until you lose that fleshy physique and helpless look on your face. Your resemblance to an infant quack beast makes you seem exceptionally fragile.
Ah. Figures. So what is she doing here? This seems pretty far from the Teal Blood Law offices.
That place? I've outgrown it. Someone as talented as myself just can't pursue one career their whole life.
Okay, that's I gotta get going here soon, but we'll at least find the most logical place to call it.
I needed to branch out and flex my brilliance in other ways outside the law. To do that, I needed a bigger space to run my greatest operation to date. So, I moved my office here, where I can make my mark on Alternian history by running the most sensational publication the planet has ever seen.
You're sorry, you're not sure you heard her right. Did she just say sensational publication?
Of course sensational! Kassoon's Keen Words is your ultimate digital source for any and all relevant Alternian news. From the glory of her condescension's army's exploits to the latest GOOOOO trends featuring cute purbeasts in imperial outfits, we're ready to shove it down your chagrin tunnels in easy, bit-sized reading chunks. All the gore, all the gossip, all published onto the internet by yours truly for the public good. And Amicia.
Wow, it certainly sounds. Yeah.
It certainly does, doesn't it? It's my greatest achievement to this date. Over 30,000 weekly subscribers and still growing. I assume you had my assistant take you up here because you're a fan, right?
You notice Amicia's smile turns strained, and his chipper tone takes on an annoyed note as he responds to Tirona.
Friendly reminder that I am not your assistant, co-worker and art director. Remember, I do all your layout and manage all our artwork.
Of course, that's what I said.
We both know that you didn't, but alright. I will look past it. For now. And I didn't take them up here for you. They're here because they have something important to talk about with me. And also apparently you.
What? You need to talk with both of us. What for?
Don't worry, it's not about anything bad.
I think it's going to be tough to get them both on the revolution path.
So, is it about something good then?
Well, no, not exactly. However, with some hard work and a can-do attitude, it should be able to become a good thing that ends positively for everyone.
That sounds incredibly inefficient and unreliable for achieving your desired result from this.
Look, it'll make sense once you explain it. Would they mind taking seats in those chairs over there? This might take a while to explain. Amicia and Tirona share a look, but grab chairs and take seats regardless. You explain to them the situation. You go through your usual song and dance about the locked timeline. It's down to a science at this point. Hit the highlights and establish the fact that you are not, in fact, completely out of your mind.
And that's going to be
self-voicing disabled.
Seems like a good place to call it, so we shall call it there. So, till next time, leader.